Hello, everyone. Welcome to BEMP on the Spot. I am your host, Brittni Lawrence. If this is your first time coming onto our platform, thank you so much for joining us. Welcome, welcome. If you are already a part of our BEMP family, thank you for returning for another wonderful episode. We have a lot of things planned in store for you guys, and we're just thankful that you guys have joined us this evening. Without further ado, if you are new, make sure that you guys are going ahead and following us on all of our various platforms at BEMP Corporation on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. And then make sure that you guys are turning on your post notifications so you can get a little alert every time we do have a new episode. And then make sure that you guys are also following us at BEMP on the Spot, which is this platform. And we are also on Facebook as well as Instagram. So make sure that you guys are following both of our pages as well as liking so that you, our empowered buyers, are going to be the first to know about all these wonderful Black businesses that we're going to be bringing to you with their wonderful products that we have actually tried out ourselves, just to make sure that they are top of the line and just the best things that we can bring to you. If you had joined us previously, you would have known that we did have a vegan experience where we learned all about vegan foods and the vegan lifestyle. And then we're going to be moving on to our financial area just so that we can keep you guys up to date on how to save all of your coins. And we do make sure that we cover all of your health, both inside and out. So today I'm super excited. We're going to have the Black business owner, Brittni Long Coleman, here with us. And she's going to actually be tackling some of the mental health issues that are in our community. So without further ado, we have a super special clip that we're going to play for you guys just to introduce you to her. And then just give us a moment while we get that ready for you guys. Thank you again.
Hi, my name is Brittni, and I want to welcome you to Pain and Pleasure because I've never had a cycle like this. So this is really, really, really important to me.
So you're gonna forever be going through
It's the pleasure part. Okay. I know it's the
but
pleasure.
pain can be pleasurable. Discourage me, no, man. I am so much more than that.
Pain and pleasure was birthed from my pain. Sometimes when we're going through something traumatic, we don't know who to talk to. We don't know who to turn, where to turn. We're just broken. We're lost, and we're feeling voids. It is a platform designed to start the healing process in your pain. You do not have the right to be silent in your pain. It only leads to a path of destruction. At the age of 14, sexually assaulted, broken, bitter, feeling like the world owed me everything. But in reality, the world didn't owe me anything. I had to learn how to heal on my own. I had to face the woman in the mirror on my own. You don't have to do that. That's what Pain and Pleasure is for. It's a platform for you to build a better you. One conversation at a time, one topic at a time, one day at a time. What's understood does not have to be explained. Let's create some pleasure from that pain. So I want to welcome you. I have an amazing panel of guests. These are my closest, dearest friends who you all can relate to. I mean, because sometimes the person that you relate to looks just like you. So here we are together as women, ready to share our pain with you and share our story with you. Let's heal together. Again, thank you for tuning in. Make sure you click the link. Make sure you subscribe. And also follow me on all social media platforms. Instagram, Pain and Pleasure. Facebook, Pain and Pleasure.
All right, you guys, that little clip is just to give you a taste of what we're going to be jumping into this evening. I'm super excited to introduce you guys to Brittni. We're going to go ahead and bring her on so that everyone can meet her. Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
I am well. What about yourself?
I'm doing pretty good. It's been a long day, I will admit.
It's been one of those.
It definitely has been. And I'm super excited that you have joined us on our platform. I mean, after watching that little snippet, I just definitely want to dive in and just learn all about pain and pleasure, because this is definitely something that a lot of people probably deal with, but they don't know how to express it.
Yeah.
So this can open the door for a lot of people, whoever is watching. If you guys are able to connect with her, please make sure that you guys are following her on all of her social media platforms. She is going to be our Black entrepreneur today. She's the founder of Pain and Pleasure. Follow her on YouTube as well as Instagram. She has her personal page as well, which is vibrant_queen_B. And then she also has her business page, pain.n_pleasure. So make sure you guys are following both of those pages, as well as turn that little bell on so you can get a notification when she posts anything new. So just to kick it off, just tell us what your inspiration was, get into, your backstory, and just tell us as much as you are willing to share with us, just so that we can get a better idea.
Yeah, sure will. Well, first, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. And like she said, make sure you follow both platforms on social media. This is actually my first time telling my truth on a platform of this magnitude. Pain and Pleasure was birthed from my pain. It's my baby. And the reason why it's my baby is because it's personal for me. At the age of 14, I was raped by a family member. That resulted in a pregnancy. And I may get a little emotional because this is my truth, right? And it's okay. It's okay. It's okay to release. And that child, I put up for adoption. Well, 2020, in the middle of a pandemic where people are losing jobs and the world is just crazy, right? My child found me. He found me through Instagram. And it really inspired me to create Pain and Pleasure, because at the age of 14, going through a traumatic event of that magnitude, you learn to compartmentalize things and push it to the back of your mind as if it didn't happen, in order for you to press through. Now, I did go to counseling as a child, but because I compartmentalized things, when I became an adult and a new mother, it was a whirlwind of emotions all over again. My oldest son, which is 15, outside of the adoption, he was created from trying to fill a void of my first child. My daughter was created from trying to fill that void as well. Nothing could fill the void of that first child. And in my heart, I know I did the right thing by him. I knew at 14, I didn't know about a baby and being pregnant and what to do and how to care for him. I was a baby myself. So, that was the best gift I could have given him, was a new life, a better life for him. And so I just wanted to create a platform that allowed individuals to release. The same way I just sat here and explained my story and told my story, that release is really, really important. It's important for people to hear you out and understand what you're going through so that you can start to recover. So once I spiraled, and I did spiral pretty heavy, I became very promiscuous. I jumped in several different unhealthy relationships. I began to accept abuse on many different levels because I thought that was the right thing to do. I felt like I didn't deserve more than what a person was given. And it really caused some pain in my heart. It caused pain in my children. It really caused a lot of pain. And so when I faced the woman in the mirror and I spiraled, I decided that this is it. This is not going to control me. This is not going to take me out. After a suicide attempt, I was like, listen, I got to get my stuff together. I have children depending on me. I can't be this selfish and just quit on myself. So I decided to put the pieces back together. And it was so hard. It was so hard dealing with all of the emotions that came with everything that I went through. Here I
Mhm.
was, an adult, like 26, almost 30 years old, and I never really sat down and dealt with those emotions. So I decided, let's do this. So I did it. I changed my diet. You know, they say diet is not important, but it really is. It really is.
Yeah.
What you put in your body is what you're feeding your mind.
Mhm.
And so if you're eating a lot of junk food, you're gonna feel sluggish. You may even get depressed because it's a downer. It's sugar. It's just like a drug, you know.
Yeah.
So I changed my diet. I got a better job. I started working out. I did a lot of things. I changed habits, which was the hardest thing to do, was change a habit.
Yep.
And in the midst of all of that, God really showed me that this is what you need to do to teach people. This is what the community needs. The community needs somebody to hold their hand and guide them through that door. Once
Yes.
they're through that door, they put the work in themselves. You know, I don't think that pain and pleasure is going to heal anyone, but I do believe it will start the process. And so I started this platform, guys, and I cannot tell you how many emails I get a day of people wanting to come on my platform and tell their story. We are rolling into episode 3, and this has been so inspirational. It has touched so many homes already that I now understand why God used me as a vessel to go through what I went through. He allowed it to happen so that I could be a voice for my children's children, so we can stop these generational curses that keeps us bound. You know, when you're
Mhm.
broken, Brittany, I'm telling you, when you are broken, your mindset is victim. It's victimized. It is very, very victimized. But when you begin to change that mindset, you release creativity, you release abundance, you start doing things out of the box, and you start breaking those chains that you were born into. You know, so that is why pain and pleasure is here. This is not for me. This is for you guys. This is for anyone who needs it. LGBT community. You don't have to be a Christian. You don't have to be in church. I want people to understand, yes, I believe in God. Yes, I have my faith, but this is not all Christian based. This is for anyone who is struggling on any level and they need help, because that's what we're here to do.
I had to take that testimony just it just really resonates with me, and I don't think that words can really put into place how just thankful I am that you are able to speak out on what you experienced, because a lot of the times things happen to people and they don't have the courage to talk about it or to even take that first step because of all the trauma, and they're afraid, and there's just a lot of emotion that comes with that, and it can feel difficult, especially if you're feeling that you're by yourself or you're alone and you have to tackle all of that by yourself. So this platform just sounds like a very good way for everyone to just share what is happening and to know that they're not alone in what they're going through. Like there are other people that are going through things and they can empower other people with their experience and just show that when things happen in life, you might feel a bit broken down in that moment, but there's a community that's out there and it's called Pain and Pleasure. And we are going to show you that even though you went through something as difficult, that made you feel that you were broken and that you couldn't go on and this just broke your world and ruined everything.
Yeah.
And it's no, there's pleasure in that pain. And when you actually push past all of that,
Yeah.
you can start to really find yourself and get back to yourself as who you are. And I just really commend you for being all inclusive, because you know, once people start talking about God or bringing religion into things, they'll kind of shy away and be like, oh, well, I'm not a part of that religion, or I don't necessarily believe what she believes. So the fact that you are able to say, no, this is all inclusive to everyone, regardless of what you believe in, we are welcoming you with open arms.
Yes, yes. I mean, because that's really what it's about. We don't know what the next person has went through to be the person that they are. And it's so hard to have a forgiving heart, but we really have to do that. In order to help the next person, you cannot hold their past against them, because all of us have a story. We've all been through something.
Yeah.
The level of what we've been through may not be the same, but we've all have experienced some type of pain, whether it was a relationship, whether it was on the job. We've all been in a situation where we didn't know what to do. But you don't have you. This is pain and pleasure. If you don't know what to do, baby, we're gonna find what to do. We're gonna tell you, hey, this has happened. You have released it. Now, where do we go from here? What therapist do you need to connect with? What insurance can we get you to get the therapist that you need? That's how deep and how proactive I am looking to build pain and pleasure, because healing is at the forefront.
Yep.
Healing is at the forefront, and it is so important because our children's children depend on this.
It trickles down.
Yeah, and you may be born into a family where a lot of craziness is going on, and but to be honest with you, you carry that on your back. And if you never deal with it, guess who it trickles down to? Your kids. Now they have to fight a fight that you didn't fight or you didn't want to fight, and then boom, suicide happens.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm really blessed that this was a vision given to me. And Brittni, I have never experienced something so great. And I know this is my platform and I'm talking about it in third person, but the way that this thing is moving, the way it's growing,
that's right.
It's blowing my mind. It's really, really blowing my mind. And to stand here and say that I am this woman now is so beautiful to me. And that's what I want for everyone. I want everyone to blossom into their now and quit holding on to the past. It's time to let the past go, baby. Keep moving, keep pushing and blossom so your creativity can help someone else. That's why I'm so passionate about this. I really, really cannot wait to see how many lives this platform impacts.
Just hearing you speak, you can hear the passion in your voice. That number one, I can already hear. Like, you can tell when someone is in a business and it's just like, oh, they're talking about the business, but when someone is passionate about something, they just have a little they just gotta, it's just something different that they have in their voice. And I can hear it in your voice. Like, you truly believe in this. And I just know that whenever someone is that passionate about something, it is going to blossom and it is going to go to that next level. And when you reach there, you're just going to look back at, wow, this is where I started from. And now look where I am, and especially with tackling mental health and actually bringing that to the forefront. I just wanted to also take a minute to point out, you talked about generational curses.
Mm-hmm.
And that in itself, people do not understand when you have a generational curse and when you don't tackle it, that trickles down to your kids, to your kids' kids, to your kids' kids. Like, it just keeps going until one person decides, I've had enough and I'm going to break this. But to break a generational curse by yourself,
you got to put some work in. You got to be ready. And I want to be honest with you. I was that girl that said I had enough. I packed up me and my children and I left the town I came from and I moved into a 2-bedroom apartment with a friend with 3 or 4 other adults. It was about 8 of us living in a 2-bedroom apartment. But I was so tired. I was ready for change. And let me be clear, that change is never easy. But if you keep pushing through that change, I promise you there's a beautiful rainbow at the end of the tunnel. You know, that was very uncomfortable to be in that situation. I had a friend girl who had lived in Nashville, and she opened up her doors to me. She didn't have to do that. I took that opportunity, baby girl, and I ran with it. And a lot of people are afraid to do that. I don't want to be in the town, and I don't know anybody. I have kids.
Yeah.
When you do that, when you take that leap of faith, as Steve Harvey says, but watch how many people help you. Watch how he sends all kind of help your way. You know, this platform was built for me through my hard-earned money. I'm no millionaire. I live paycheck to paycheck some months, just like everybody else. But it's the sacrifices that I make to provide this platform to people. You know, and if I just think back, like if I never would have moved out of that small town, I think I would be destroyed, to be honest with you. I really do. So, Brittney, yes, I tell you, to go piggyback on your question about the generational, or your comment about the generational curses, you have to be ready to put that work in. It's not easy, but it's not hard either, if that makes sense. It's not easy, but it's not hard. You're going to have to change some habits. You're going to have to create traditions in your family, new traditions. You may have to stay up 2 extra hours at night praying, or teaching your kids how to pray, or helping them with their homework because your parents never helped them. It's the small things that you have to tweak in your life to break those generational curses. That's what makes it not hard. But you're going to have to put the work in mentally, physically as well. So it's like I said, it's definitely it's not hard. I can remember we slept on the floor in that apartment for a while. You know, me and my 2 kids, or 3 at that time. Me and my 3 kids, we slept on the floor, and all I kept saying was, "It's gonna be a time where I don't have to sleep on the floor." Now I have a big, beautiful house. I have a huge bedroom, walk-in closet. You know, I just never imagined that I would be here. You know, Britt, like, and it's just, I don't know. My testimony is just so amazing because I really just scratched the surface. I didn't go deep into the suicide attempt. You know, I didn't go into that, and I'm not gonna go into that because I'm still healing myself.
Of course. It doesn't happen overnight. It takes people years and years and years to actually break those chains and break those barriers and finally make that ultimate breakthrough. It's not something that happens overnight. I mean, trust me, do you know how great it would be if it was just like, I'm gonna wake up today and tell myself that, okay, forget it. I don't want this to bother me anymore. It's like, it's not that easy. You have your good days and then you have bad days, but you have to have that foundation. So when you do have those bad days, you don't fall down a rabbit hole.
Yep. And you have to know the tools and resources to do when you have those bad days. You know, sometimes when I have bad days, I know I need some space. I need to shut the world out. I need to watch motivational videos to get those wheels back turning the right direction. And for me, it was fighting the negative thoughts. I had become so used to negative thoughts. That's all I heard in my head all day long was negative. You're not good enough. Your body's out of shape. All they do is talk about you. Girl, why you doing that? You know ain't nobody gonna pay attention to you. I had to combat that with, I'm not good enough, but clearly I'm good enough because my platform is growing. Oh, my body, your body shape wrong. I'm not about my little rump growing. I'm doing a busted challenge. You know, just little things like that you have to train your mind to do.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. And I have a whole journal of tricks that worked for me that I know is gonna work for somebody else. You know.
Yeah. So what would you say to, women that are, apprehensive about opening up about their trauma?
If you are scared to talk about what happened to you, you're going to have to overcome that fear, because that's the first step, is releasing The longer you hold it in, the longer it's going to eat you alive. If you need to reach out to a private therapist that you don't know and talk to behind closed doors, whatever, find what makes you comfortable.
Okay.
You know, me being on a platform talking about it, I'm comfortable.
Yeah.
But
You
some
step
women,
through that door.
exactly. You are going to have to release it. If you need a journal to write it down every day, you're gonna have to release, because that's step number one, is releasing. Once you release, then we can actually provide resources and formulate a plan to figure out, what's wrong, what ingredients is needed to get you to your healing, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I definitely understand. And like, I know you mentioned that therapy is one of the options. Journaling is another good option to release. What are some other resources that you offer through Pain and Pleasure, just to kind of let them know, once they do make that initial touch with you, they have an idea of what are some of the resources that you can probably offer to them, maybe they didn't know about, or they didn't think about, or they didn't know was an option for them?
Meditation and manifestation.
Okay.
Meditation calms the thoughts, it calms the mind, and it allows you to free yourself. Manifestation, there's power in the tongue. So number one, we cutting out all that negative talk. I'm gonna teach you how to combat that negative talk with something positive. There's also a manifestation called 5 times 55, where you
Okay.
write down for 5 days, 55 times a day, what it is that you want. Mine started off small. My first time doing it, one of mine was to think positive. I did it 55 times for 5 days. And my thoughts slowly, started to change. It sounds weird. It sounds uncomfortable. I'm not
It
doing
does.
it. That ain't, that's not right. But I promise you, there is power in the tongue. What you
There
speak
is.
will manifest, whether it's good or whether it's bad. I'm sorry, yeah, good or bad. So you have to be careful what you're saying about yourself to other people, to your best friend, and to your children. You have to, yeah, that's one of the services that K3 Lavish. I'm not sorry, I'm thinking about my other business, Pain and Pleasure. Pain and Pleasure offers, and connecting with a therapist is something that we do as well. I do have a couple of therapists that have reached out to me that wants to be connected. We're still building this thing. So listen,
Mhm.
if you have an idea, if you have something that works for you or something you think that may work for you, you can jump in my DM. I'm all for open criticism. I'm all for suggestions on how to help you guys. Because like I said, this is not about me. This is about you guys.
Okay. And then what other things do you think that people can put into place to kind of break that generational mindset? Because I know there's, a lot of different customs where they'll believe what goes on in the house stays in the house. They want to save face. They don't want anyone to know about any negative things that have necessarily happened within their family. So some people are very secretive on stuff like that. And that's another thing that can hinder people from being able to actually share their stories.
That's true. That's absolutely true. Most, based on the research I found, most families that are still sweeping under the rug,
Hmm.
sweeping things under the rug, had things swept under the rug with them. Something normally happened to them. That's literally how the cycle go. Um, what I would suggest,
Hmm.
we can't sweep it under the rug. If you if you're a teenager and something is going on with you, and you tell your mom, and your mom is like, "Well, we're gonna keep it in the family." Okay, we can keep it in the family, but
Hmm.
she's gonna have to go get her some help. If she can't get help, that teenager can call someone, and they can actually help out. If you're an adult and you're struggling with things like this, you also can get help as well. There's a number, and I wish I had it with me. I guess I should have been better prepared with that. But there's a number that you actually can call when you've had something traumatic, and you will remain anonymous. They
Mhm.
won't, DCS won't come to your house. No one will come out, so don't be scared. But there's
Okay.
a number that you can call and you can remain anonymous and you can talk to them and hopefully they can talk you into talking to someone about what happened. But if the conversation doesn't occur, healing will not take place. It won't.
Okay. So first and foremost, there needs to be a conversation, whether your family wants to shove it under the rug or, not talk about it. There has to be some way for them to talk about it in order for them to take that first step and start to move forward.
Yeah, it has to be a conversation. Yeah. Because if you be quiet about it, no one knows. No one
That's
can
very
help you.
true.
Closed mouths do not get fed. That is
Nope.
so true. Luckily, my mother prosecuted, so I'm
Hmm.
blessed to have that type of mother because like I said, I get emails every day of parents who didn't believe their children or parents who didn't want the family members to find out. We can no longer do that. Look at us. African Americans are impoverished. There's no reason why we should be below the poverty line. We are gifted. We are talented. We
Hmm.
have so much to give. But when you put things like that in a box, it destroys us. It destroys us mentally first. And once your mental is destroyed, what can you do? Where are you going from here if you're mentally destroyed?
I definitely understand that. Especially when you don't tackle things, and I feel that a lot of the times when you know younger people, I'm also a younger person. I'm not,
I
I'm
was
not
about
grown up just yet. I'm
to
somewhere in between in that weird space. Um, but a lot of the times we'll feel like we can't go to our parents and we can't tell them exactly how we're feeling.
yeah,
So then we just kind of keep it to ourselves and then we go ahead and we do compartmentalize. And then once you kind of just push that trauma or whatever hurt or pain that you're dealing with down so far and you're, unconscious, then you forget about it. And it can actually start to manifest in different ways. And people won't even acknowledge or understand what's going on. They're just like, oh, they might not feel good or they might not be able to perform at their highest level. And I just really hope that if, again, to our viewers, if you guys are watching this and you feel connected to Brittni, you guys please go ahead and follow her on her various platforms. Go ahead and send her a DM. She is open to speak with you about anything, literally anything, just to let them know that they're not alone.
yep,
Because if you don't fix it, history is going to repeat itself. And if you don't break that chain and take that step, it's going to happen again. And then a lot of the times, because we're not talking to each other about what's happening, so and so might have experienced that, but we wouldn't know because we're not talking about it amongst ourselves.
yep. Because that's what I did as a young girl. I compartmentalized it. There was one incident in my life, and that incident broke me. It had me so unfocused. I didn't pay the rent, got evicted, had to stay in a homeless shelter for a week or two. So don't. I'm here to tell you, don't take the same path I took because there's so many resources and help out there. And I know the younger generation wants to stay closed off, but I
Mm-hmm.
know there's a family member you talk to. There's a friend that you talk to. I know you guys got a best friend, a favorite auntie, favorite
Mm-hmm.
cousin that you could tell your deepest secret to and they will not expose you. That is your go to person just to provide you some release until you are ready to reach out and get some help and get the healing that you need. I do want to tell you guys, I'm no sexual expert. I just know my experience
Mm-hmm.
and um my children experience as well, and I've had my hands in addiction as well. So if you're struggling with addiction, any type of trauma, because addiction can be trauma too,
Mm-hmm.
definitely reach out to me. I have tons of resources for you guys. And now that I thought about it, I'm definitely gonna load them up on Facebook just in case you don't want to talk to me and you just want to reach out to the resources as well.
Oh, that would be good. Y'all heard that? So the resources are number one free. It's
Yes.
going to be available to everyone. So if you guys do want some resources or you feel that you're in a rock and a hard place and you don't know where to go, you don't know what to do, and you're not ready to take that first step and actually speak with someone about it, or you don't want to speak to Brittney about it and you want to speak to a professional that is licensed and, she's going to provide that resource for you and all of that information, and you guys don't have to pay for it. It's free, it's readily available, and just know that we're here to help.
Yeah, we are.
Our ultimate goal.
Yeah, definitely. And if you're thinking about coming onto the platform, you think your story can help someone else, feel free. Feel free to reach out to me. I base my episodes off you guys' emails.
Mm-hmm.
So if that's what you're ready to do, hey, I'm here for it.
Awesome. And then I would like to ask you, I obviously know that your business is going to flourish. It's going to blossom into something amazing. I don't know if it's going to, explode overnight, like how these TikToks have been happening. I've been trying to get a TikToker. I can't do it.
Girl,
But
yes. I'm with you.
definitely. So where do you see your business like within the next, let's say, 5 years? What do you see yourself doing? How do you envision everything to be running? I mean, paint me a picture.
Okay. I'm on Tyler Perry Studio, studio number 12, as a matter of fact. And I'm pretty much having a show like Oprah, bringing people onto my show, to having them tell, what happened, what's going on. We give them the resources, surprising my guests with gifts. Also having therapists on hand if you need therapy one-on-one, if you don't know where to go. And then I also want to branch this off into a nonprofit. Well, I'm going into the schools and talking to young women, young men, into the churches, into after school programs. I really want this platform to reach everyone and not just one demographic. Me traveling, reporting on stories that's going on in the Black community. Like I am trying to connect with my Chicago people. I know it's been Chirac out there. Kids are killing kids. I want to sit down with the mothers and talk about that, because we need to have these conversations, guys. We cannot not have these conversations anymore. That day and age is over with. Oh, sorry. I'm too passionate. I'm knocking things down.
Never too passionate.
But that day and age is over with. We really can save our communities if we just have those conversations. So for 5 years from now, you can catch me on Tyler Perry Studio. Somebody tag him and let him know that I'm coming for his studio.
Listen, in 5 years, maybe less, because you never know, we're going to pull up this video and you're going to be like, I gave my first, where I shared my story and I spoke it into existence because manifestation, and it's just going to be like, oh my goodness, look, she really did it. Like, look at where she is. And then that's going to be its own story in itself to be inspirational to people that think that, I'm just starting out, I'm not going to really be impacting a lot of people, or no, it can really go to that next level as long as you're passionate, you're consistent, and I can't wait to see what it has in store. I'm gonna be tuning in, watching your episodes. You guys make sure you're watching her episodes. She has new episodes coming up. So if you want to know when she's gonna be posting and when she's gonna be having those, make sure you guys are following her and tuning in. I also do know that you do have your other business, K3 Lavish.
Yes.
So go ahead and talk a little bit about that. I know it's like a men's boutique, correct?
Yes, it was a woman's boutique back in 2017, and then the trend with the boutiques just went viral. So I was like, my son came to me and he said, "Mom, I want a model." Okay, so he's pretty good at it. I was like, well, let me transfer this boutique into a men's boutique and just let him model the clothes. And it's been successful. My boutique is my talent, and pain and pleasure is my gift. So yeah, I can give you the website. It's www.k3lavish.com. It is real designer clothes. I'm not a booster. Because people reach out to me and like, are you a booster? No, I'm not a booster. I was just blessed to have a plug overseas, and it's real Jordans, real, it's real designer stuff. So you guys can take a look at that as well. And for my guests that are still with me, because I promised you guys I was gonna drop a gem if you made it through the interview. Mm-hmm. I do have a business meeting this Friday with a network. They want Pain and Pleasure on their network. So that's all I'm giving you. I'm not telling you what network. I'm not doing all that. But I was at the right place at the right time. And Pain and Pleasure, if everything goes well, will be on the network. So listen, I say that to say this. It doesn't matter where you come from, what you've been through, how you got through it, who talked about you, who told you you couldn't do it. You can do it, baby girl. Because if I made it through what I made it through, the world is yours. All you got to do is change your mindset. And I promise you, everything you desire will manifest itself.
Whew. Y'all, she preaching. Y'all. She sharing her testimony, and it's hitting me right in my heartstrings. I mean, congratulations. Like, that is huge.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
And I just know
I am really, 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 really blessed.
Of course. And I just know it's gonna work out. We have your page up right here, Pain and Pleasure. Y'all check this out. Make sure y'all go ahead and follow. Y'all see the follow button. It's blue. You can't miss it. Hit the like button under that. That's also blue. I mean, it's right there.
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Make sure you guys are following her on Facebook. Look at all that lovely stuff. Ooh, yes. I'm so excited.
I am too, and give me a week, guys, to get the resources loaded onto the Facebook page, because I'm probably gonna create like a tab for you to just have resources and stuff. But if you go on my YouTube and you watch the first 2 episodes, hey, give me some feedback. Hit my inbox and tell me, did you like it? I can guarantee you're gonna be inspired, because that's the only feedback I've received off both of those. It was some really, 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 really powerful testimonies given on those YouTube channels. So grab you a box of tissue, because you are going to feel something. And that's what I want. I want you to feel, I want you to move. I want you to be so inspired that you say, I'm going to get my healing tomorrow. Let me reach out to Brittni, or I'm ready. Let me tell my story, because baby, I'm here for it. This is for you. This is not about me. I'm just a vessel, guys. So let me know what I can do to help.
Y'all, for everyone that's tuned in, thank you. First and foremost, thank you for joining us. This is Brittni and Brittney on Bump on the Spot. And when you guys see her on her network, she done dropped a gem. She gave you an exclusive. So keep an eye out. And y'all are going to be like, oh my gosh, I remember when she was on Bump on the Spot, and she was so sweet, and she just shared her story, and she inspired me just off of that. And now she is on her own network. She is the next Oprah. She done met Tyler Perry. Can I get your autograph? I mean, please.
And I'm going to still be that same humble Brittni. So come real and raw is what I like. I don't want you to fake it. Don't fake it. Just be real and be yourself.
We could do that. I think we do that already. So that's something we can, whatever at this point. We already know how to do that. We are uncut. We are talking about those deep, dark feelings that people might shy away from attacking because they just don't even know where to start. And for you to be able to share your story and just be open about it, that is just inspiring already. And I just can tell that's why you've received all of those positive comments and those positive inboxes, because 2020 was rough. It was a rough year for a lot of people. And I can just imagine when you already have trauma and then it just feels like literally the world was in shambles. Man. So that can definitely bring up a lot of emotions that you probably boxed up and shoved away. And then it's just like, oh, I'm sitting at home not doing anything and really thinking about my life and thinking about where I want to be. People were going through financial hardship. It was just a lot going on, and all of that emotion and those feelings piled on top of each other can really cause someone to be very destructive and just it's just not going to be a good thing. So I'm just happy that we have found pain and pleasure, you guys.
Yay.
I just feel like it's just going to be so great, and I'm super excited for you. I'm so thankful that you were able to join us here and share your story. I hope that you being on this platform will also allow for other people that have seen this show so that they can reach out to you, so that they can share their story, and then it will just create a wave of people feeling that, okay, I saw someone else do it. I think I'm ready to also share my story, or I connected with that person. Can I reach out to that person and just speak with them? Because when you see that someone that looks like you or someone that has experienced something that you've experienced, and a lot of the times you'll feel that you're the only one that has gone through this, or people are not going to understand what you're going through, or it's not as big a deal to someone else. So then you kind of belittle what you've experienced because you're like, oh, well, it's not too bad. But at the end of the day, trauma is trauma.
Yeah, trauma is trauma. And a lot of, if the hardest part for me was the destroying my family. And I'm not going to say I destroyed my family, but coming forward, sometimes it destroys your family.
Mm-hmm.
And my family really hasn't been the same since. So that's something that you risk, and that's what also keeps a lot of young people quiet. But screw that. You like seriously, it's too much writing on it. If you don't say anything, it could happen to someone else. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
That was the hardest part for me. So once again, if you guys are afraid to come forward, that day and age is over with, baby. I need you to face your fears and get all that you deserve because you didn't ask for it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not your fault. Don't ever think that is your fault because it's never your fault. It's never your fault. And I just want to leave your audience with it to let them know that what you go through in life, life will be life, but being sexually assaulted is never your fault. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Brittney.
You're welcome.
I'm so happy that you were able to join us. I hope that we can, keep in touch and touch base when you get to that next level. Cause you're gonna be like,
yes.
You're gonna be like, Brittney said I was gonna do it. She believed from the start. I said maybe, and she was just like, it's already done.
Now I'll be calling Brittney and saying, Brittney, I need you to come on the show. Come on, girl.
I'm gonna be like, I'm on my way. I'm driving up. I'm coming.
Look, we're climbing this wealth ladder together. I'm not leaving my people behind.
And that's also important because sometimes when people get to the top, they forget who helped them to get there.
They get bougie. I know.
But we're not going to do that.
We're not.
We're going to reach down, help you up with us so you can stand on the top with us.
Yeah.
And, we're just appreciative for all of the support that we do receive. And we're a family.
Of course.
This is our family.
Of course. If you want it, you definitely can get it.
Definitely. Of course.
Yeah.
So again, guys, before I let her go, make sure that you guys are following her on Facebook. Make sure you're following on Instagram. Make sure you are subscribed to her YouTube channel so that you can know when she brings out those new episodes. We're going to have all of that there for you guys. And then we're just going to play one more little clip just before we let you guys sign off. Did you have anything else that you wanted to add, Brittney?
No, not at all. I think I said a mouthful today. It was a big pill to swallow to even sit here and do this. So thank you guys for listening to my story. And I look forward to working with you guys.
Of course. I'm thankful that we were able to have you on here because for someone to share their story like that and share their trauma and put it out for everyone to see, that's not, the easiest thing.
Takes a brave individual, and I'm ready for it. I'm ready for the criticism because this is my story,
Mm-hmm.
It needs to help someone.
Alrighty then. Well, y'all heard it there. Make sure you guys are following. Make sure you guys are following BEMP Corporation as well as BEMP on the Spot. Make sure you're following Brittney. Maybe make sure that you're following Pain and Pleasure. And we have a little short clip that we're going to play for you guys again. Thank you so much. And make sure you tune in next week, guys.
Hi, my name is Brittney, and I want to welcome you to Pain and Pleasure because I've never had a circle like this. So this is really, really, really important to me.
So you're gonna forever be going through
It's the pleasure part. I know it's the
but
pleasure.
pain can be pleasurable. Discouragement out my head. I am so much more than that.
Pain and pleasure was birthed from my pain. Sometimes when we're going through something traumatic, we don't know who to talk to. We don't know who to turn, where to turn. We're just broken. We're lost, and we're filling voids. It is a platform designed to start the healing process in your pain. You do not have the right to be silent in your pain. It only leads to a path of destruction. At the age of 14, sexually assaulted, broken, bitter, feeling like the world owed me everything. But in reality, the world didn't owe me anything. I had to learn how to heal on my own. I had to face the woman in the mirror on my own. You don't have to do that. That's what Pain and Pleasure is for. It's a platform for you to build a better you. One conversation at a time, one topic at a time, one day at a time. What's understood does not have to be explained. Let's create some pleasure from that pain. So I want to welcome you. I have an amazing panel of guests. These are my closest, dearest friends who you all can relate to. I mean, because sometimes the person that you relate to looks just like you. So here we are together as women, ready to share our pain with you and share our story with you. Let's heal together. Again, thank you for tuning in. Make sure you click the link. Make sure you subscribe. And also follow me on all social media platforms. Instagram, Pain and Pleasure. Facebook, Pain and Pleasure.